Hi there, I am Dr. Bree, and today I have a really fun, playful pelvic floor workout. I'm calling this Playful Pelvic Power or Safe and Gentle Pelvic Power. Now, what does this mean? Basically, I'm going to be helping you strengthen your total core, your pelvic floor, your abdominals, your glutes, your back muscles, your breathing diaphragm, all of these muscles in here. It's low impact. We're gonna really focus on form and proper breathing so that it's safe for you, whether you have any type of pelvic floor challenge. Now, that being said, everyone is different, and so please always listen to your body. That is first and foremost the most important thing anyone can do. Stop or modify if you feel any type of pressure in your pelvic area or back pain or anything like that. Now, if you have knee pain, this probably isn't the video for you. We're gonna be down on the floor. If you have knee pain and want to check out a different video that I have where you're in a chair, check the video description and I will put a link to my pelvic power core workout that's in a chair. If you're ready to get down on the floor, then let's go ahead and begin this workout. I'm gonna kneel, but you can sit cross-legged or you can be in a chair. Just make sure that you keep your spine tall and lifted, so no hunching or slouching. To be honest with you, it's pretty common for people who sit cross-legged to kind of round their back. So be sure that if you're sitting cross-legged, that you have the flexibility in your hips to sit up nice and tall. Okay, so choose your chair, choose cross-legged. Maybe you can sit on a yoga block or the edge of a blanket, or you can kneel like me. And we're gonna begin with our first playful pelvic power exercise, which is going to be a jellyfish kegel. Now, I want you to exhale all your air out and notice how your abdominal muscles kind of hug inward. So feel that hugging in as you exhale. And then inhale, feel the gentle expansion. Keep going. So exhale all your air out and feel the belly gently hug inward. And then inhale, expand all around. Keep going. Keep practicing that. You'll notice that this workout today is kind of an animal-themed workout. So each of the moves, as you keep practicing, is going to have an animal that is our inspiration. So jellyfish kegels are what we're going to do now. Coupling with this breathing that you've been doing, I want you to add in some awareness of your pelvic floor and what's happening as you exhale and the belly draws in. I want you to feel a lift of your pelvic floor, like a Kegel contraction. And then when you inhale and expand, I want you to feel your pelvic floor soften. So we exhale, belly draws in, and the pelvic floor lifts. Think of like a jellyfish, how it does this motion to move. And then as you inhale, it's like the jellyfish as it's opening up, okay? So jellyfish kegels, imagining your pelvic floor like a jellyfish. As you exhale, that jellyfish comes inward and upward. And then as you inhale, the jellyfish opens. Now, if that jellyfish imagery isn't working for you, then we can play with it a little bit more. And another thing that can help a lot of people is feeling as if you are picking up a blueberry with your vagina and or your anus as you exhale. So try that. Maybe this will work better for you. And then as you inhale, you just let go of that blueberry. So we'll try that one more time. As you exhale, you're lifting up a blueberry with your vagina or your anus. And then as you inhale, you let it go. All right, so that's just to kind of get things warmed up. Our next move, we're going to be on our hands and knees, and we're gonna move into a really great core strengthener for your deep, deep abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. So I'm taking off my shirt just so you can see my muscles moving. We're gonna break this down. This is a bear-inspired move. Like I said, we're with the animals today. So we're gonna begin with individual knee lifts. Spread out your hands nice and wide. Wrists are under your shoulders. Knees are under your hips. Make sure that alignment is correct. Tuck your toes. Now in this position, I want you to exhale all your air out. Feel that kind of hugging of your belly in and that lift of the pelvic floor, the jellyfish lift. Now hold it. Hold the jellyfish lift and the belly pulled in as you keep breathing. So keep breathing, but you're gonna hold that zipped up, engaged core. Now, you're going to lift your left knee just an inch or two, just enough that you could slide a piece of paper underneath that left knee. Keeping that core strong the whole time, you are now going to set the knee down and lift the right knee up just an inch or less than an inch, enough that you could slide a piece of paper underneath your knee and then set it down, keeping the core strong and breathing. Exhale as you lift that knee just a little tiny bit and then set it down and now lift the other knee. So for me, it's my right knee up just a little bit, lifting it straight up toward the belly, but only a tiny, tiny bit, and then set it down. Keep going. Keep going. You should feel it really working those deep, deep abdominal muscles. If you're feeling any pain in your back, stop and take a break. Do some child's pose. But if you're up for it, let's do one more round. So my core is engaged, back is flat, and I am exhaling, lifting my knee a tiny bit on the left side, straight up toward my belly, and then setting it down, and then right knee a tiny bit on my right side, lifting it up, straight up toward the belly, and then setting it down. Whew. Sit back and roll out your hands. Now, we're gonna do the bear pose in a more complete and full way next. So if that felt okay for you, if you felt things waking up, let's move into the more complete bear. Toes are tucked. Inhale, exhale all your air out. That low belly pulls toward the spine. Your pelvic floor is engaged and we lift the knees. Okay? So you want to exhale all your air out and really engage that core before lifting your knees. My knees are only an inch or two off the ground. And in this position, I'm just gonna shift my weight forward and back a little bit, keeping my core strong, holding it, and then set the knees down carefully and sit back on your heels. Whew, that is a lot for your whole core. Hopefully you felt that in a good way. We want this to be safe and gentle pelvic power. So yes, we're strengthening, but we're also releasing. We're relaxing in between sets of these exercises. So let the muscles go. Let them flow as you roll out your wrists. And we're gonna do one more of that exact same thing. So toes are tucked. Exhale, feel that lower belly hug in, pelvic floor is lifted, you're zipped up, hold that zip, and bring the knees up. So again, we're exhaling all of our air out, engaging the core, and then lifting both knees. Holding it. Holding it. Your core is strong the whole time, really lifted through the core, but you're breathing. You're breathing in up in your lungs, and then set the knees down. Okay, do that one more time, or take a rest if you need to. If you want to go one step farther, we're gonna move this bear into a step back exercise. So it's gonna kind of be like we're stepping back into a plank. So inhale, exhale all your air out, engage that core strong, lift the knees. Now step your right foot back and then left foot back. Strong core, right foot forward, left foot forward. Stay strong, left foot back, right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Knees down, sit back. Good job. All right, take a deep breath. Rolling out those wrists because we did a lot of work on the wrists. Okay, let's take a moment to go onto our elbows now. So our elbows, we're gonna go into a cat and cow pose, but from our elbows. So hips are lifted, tailbone is lifting toward the sky. And I want you to press your forearms down into the ground. Now inhale into a cow pose, and then exhale into cat pose. Inhaling into cow, and exhaling into a little cat pose. Keep going. And what I want you to notice is you inhale and expand your belly. And then exhale, lift the pelvic floor, pull the belly button up toward your spine, and then reversing. So really feel your core lengthen, and then everything lifts and activates as you exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Core is strong as you exhale. Activated, lifted through the pelvic floor and abdominals. Now, come up onto your hands again, and we're gonna step the right foot forward to the outside of the hands. So exhale all your air out and step to the outside of your hands. Right foot out, hands in the middle, and maybe you want yoga blocks for this. That's totally fine if you need yoga blocks under your hands. But in this position, this is kind of like a lizard pose variation. You're going to simply rock your hips back. So this has some external rotation of your front leg. It's slightly turned out. And you're really going to feel this stretch in your hips. It's a great mobility exercise for your hips, for your low back. Try to feel as you're rocking back that you are not tucking your butt under or rounding your spine. Keep your back flat as you send your hips back and forth. Send your hips straight back, lifting your tailbone and then coming forward and breathing. This is one where your core doesn't need to be super engaged right now. You can kind of relax your abdominals. You don't have to be so engaged and active through here. This is more of a stretch and a mobility move. One more rock back. Now, I do want you to engage your core. So you're going to crawl your right hand up on your thigh and then exhale all your air out. Strong core and come up. So you're in this kneeling position with a wide stance. In this position, you're going to tuck your tail under, feel that lift of the pelvic floor pulling in of the belly, and then release back. Again, tuck your tail under, pelvic floor lifted, low belly pulled in. You feel a nice stretch right here, and then release back. 2 more times. Lift your pelvic floor, pull belly in as you tuck your tailbone under, and release back. Last time, exhale and tuck that belly, tuck that tailbone under, lift pelvic floor, pull belly in, feel that activation, and then release. Okay, down onto your hands. You're gonna bring your knee back carefully, hands and knees. We're gonna move into a snake-like little cat-cow variation. So instead of the regular cat and cow pose, we're moving our spine really in any way that feels good. For me, I feel like I'm kind of slithering it in an S-like way, kind of wagging my tail back and forth as my upper body goes the opposite way. So just play around with this. We're really just releasing between sides. And now you are going to step your left leg forward. So exhale all your air out and lizard on the other side. Hands are on the inside of your foot. And you are going to rock your tailbone back. At any point, if you need a towel or folded blanket under your knee, you're welcome to go get one so that you don't hurt your knees. Try not to crank your neck up. You want to keep your head looking forward. And you're rocking your hips straight back. Exhaling, breathing. Remember, this is more of a stretch, more of a mobility exercise. So you don't need to be super strong through your core. It's more about breathing and moving, keeping your spine straight and lifting your tailbone as you rock back. It should feel really, for some people it's gonna feel good. For other people it's gonna be like, this is a lot. But just know you can always put yoga blocks under your hands, and this mobility work is so good for your hip joints. Okay, one more rock back. And now you're gonna exhale all your air out. This is where we strengthen. Left hand up on your thigh. Exhale your air out again. Strong core, come up into a lunge. So that leg is really out to the side. It's like a wide lunge. Really solid base of support here. 4 times, we exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Feel that lift of the pelvic floor, pulling in of your low belly, and then release. Exhale, tuck the tail under, lift the pelvic floor, pull belly in, and then release. Twice more. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lift pelvic floor, pull belly in, and release. Once more. Exhale, tuck tailbone under, lift pelvic floor, pull belly in, and release. Okay, come down onto your hands, carefully bring that knee back. Let's just do a couple of those little spine waves again, little snake-like spinal waves. And now we're gonna go down onto our elbows, and we're gonna move into kind of a scorpion style of exercise. So imagine a scorpion. Elbows are on the floor, elbows under shoulders. Press your forearms down into the ground. They are parallel like railroad tracks. Press them down. Now, if you have any neck pain or if this gives you back pain, then I want you to keep your gaze neutral. If you are able to, you can look forward so that there's going to be a bit more of an arch in your upper back, if your body can handle that. You're going to bring your right leg up, point your toe, and I want you to make this motion so that it's not coming from your low back, but instead it's coming from your glute and your hamstring. So really feel strength through the hamstring and the glute of that right side. And you're going to lift like a scorpion. This is potentially could give you a little cramp in your hamstring. If that happens, then lighten up. You don't have to be quite so tight. So you're gonna lift like you're trying to reach your foot toward your head. Again, if this gives you any pain at all, then bring your head a little bit more forward so it's not so cranked up. And you're going to make sure that you're engaged through the core so that you're not feeling it in your low back. But I want you to really feel it in your right butt cheek and your right hamstring. Pulse it up, little scorpion sting. 2 more. And 1 more. Without resting, we're gonna go straight to the other side. So take a big deep breath in, exhale, and then lift the other side and little scorpion pulses. Breathing. So you're strong through the core, really strong through the left butt cheek and left hamstring. Remember, just look down. If it's any cranking on your neck, please do not hurt yourself. So even though you're trying to kind of be a scorpion here, don't hurt your neck. And 2 and 1, come on down. Okay, nice job. We're gonna counterpose that with a puppy pose. So hands forward. You're still in the same shape with your legs, but I want you to look your head down so the forehead is touching the floor. If there was any cranking in your neck at all, this will help. And again, take care of yourself during these exercises. If you're like, Bree, that did not work for me to pretend to be a scorpion. It hurt my neck, it hurt my back. Then go easy on yourself. You want it to work for your body. What works for me may not work for you. So holding this puppy pose, really reaching your hands forward. Forehead is on the floor. A little bit of length in the back of your neck. Reaching the sitting bones up toward the sky. And then come on up. All right, now what we're gonna do is come onto knees, feet together, knees apart. Feet together, knees apart. We're gonna move into lion's pose now. So any energy that's built up, we're gonna kind of let it go a little bit. This is a very energizing and releasing breathwork practice. You are going to bring your hands between your legs, and I'm gonna show you one variation, which is simply to stick your tongue out and go. Now, you can play with that. The next variation is to do the same thing. Stick your tongue out, exhale, And also roll your eyes in and up so they're looking toward the middle of your forehead. Eyes wide open, looking up toward the middle of your forehead as your tongue goes out and you exhale. All right, let's do it. So inhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, good. That's a very activating move and it's fun too. So let's finish up with tortoise pose. So you're gonna bring your feet together. This is a variation of tortoise pose. Feet together, nice and far forward. They don't need to be super far back. You're gonna inhale, exhale all your air out, and fold just a little bit, hinging from your hips. Bring your hands underneath your legs. So they're just a little bit underneath your legs. If you're very flexible, of course, you can go further. But for me, I'm gonna show just like this. Now in this position, I want you to stay hinged at your hips. Try not to round your back right now. Look forward, neutral head. Don't crank your neck up. Neutral head. Broaden between your shoulder blades. Maybe you want to flip your palms up. And at this point, if there's no back pain, and if you feel that it's okay for your pelvic floor and your pelvic organs, if it doesn't cause like a buildup of pressure downward, and if you feel safe, then you can bring your hands a little bit more forward and round your back a little bit. Now, if this makes you feel any back pain, or if it makes you feel pressure in your pelvic area in any way, then you need to come back up into more of a hinge, or you need to make sure that your sitting bones are really working back and you're hinging before you round. Or you just need to back out of the pose altogether and take a little break. Every body is different and can tolerate different stretches and exercises differently. So breathe with this nice hip opener and back release stretch. Whether your back is rounded like mine is now, or if it's straight, I want you to breathe deeply and just try to send energy and breath and softening to the inner thigh muscles, to your pelvic floor, sending vitality to your organs, to your digestive organs, to your pelvic organs, sending vitality to the muscles of your hips and low back, sending love to yourself, sending gratitude. Now look forward and walk your hands back. And our final move is going to be a reclined butterfly. So your feet are together, knees are apart again, and I'm just gonna have you come back onto your elbows for this. So slightly arch your back, lifting your chest up toward the sky, and you can just rock your legs side to side if this feels good to you. You can also flap your wings very gently. If this hurts your neck at all, then simply lie down on your back, as I'll show now. And for this, you want to either be just like me, or you can prop pillows under your knees for support, or you can just come into a resting pose. Take 3 slow, gentle, deep breaths in whatever position you choose. Really sending love and energy, good energy, to your body. Inhaling relaxation and exhaling anything that you no longer need. Just let it go. One more breath, inhaling peace and relaxation, and exhaling anything that's ready to be released. Now roll to your side. And on an exhale, sit up nice and tall. And thanks. I hope that was fun for you, and I hope it woke things up and helped you move and strengthen in new ways that felt safe and good on your body. So check the video description for more ways that we can work together and ways to connect. And until next time, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. Bye.